Bonjour. Today is January 1st, 2020. Welcome. I am glad that you are here. There have been 26 of you that have expressed the desire to start your Artist Way journey. Hi, Torin. Hi, Leanne. Happy New Year. I think there's a way people can join in the video. I don't do live videos too often, and they've changed a lot of things since I've done it. Well, okay, so now what's going on? One of the members asked me, oh, hi, Brian. Wave, hi. Okay, so what are we doing? Okay, this is my philosophy. I am not teaching the Artist Way, or officially hi, Brian, or facilitating in what you think of a facilitator is. Personally, I think the Artist Way book is very self-explanatory. There may be some issues or topics that people want to discuss more, but pretty much Julia Cameron set it up quite efficiently that if you were to go through the book alone, you would understand the concepts. They're pretty clear. And if you didn't, you could easily Google, because there's a lot of people who've done the Artist Way that have written blogs about topics like shadow artists. I remember one of the members was talking about learning more about shadow artists. Okay, so what are we doing? This is what Julia Cameron calls a cluster. It's a group of people who come together to work through the book together. In my mind, I'm Native American, so I think of things in circles. Everybody is equal. Nobody is above anybody else. Now, I may be taking initiative in certain things to coordinate, but I am an artist who struggles, just like you. I am working on creative projects, just like you. My biggest one is doing a podcast for Milwaukee Native American and news and art. And I'm calling it Path of the Morning Star. I already have a business plan, 17 pages done. I'm currently working on a 10-page marketing plan to get my podcast out there. And I'm looking for ways to create content, looking for interviews and topics. So that's where my heart is focused mainly. I also do YouTube videos, articles, photography. And I try to put it all on my website, winonagardner.com. Now, some Facebook groups don't like you sharing. Hi, Jendi. Some Facebook groups don't like you sharing self-promotion, what they call it. Websites, social media stuff. That's different here. I welcome you and invite you to post your websites, to post your social media, to share your portfolio, to share writing samples. We have officially switched the group from public to private. I did a poll. 26 people out of 26 people, 12 voted to have the group switched from public to private. So it has been done. If you check at the top, it says private. So don't worry. This is a safe place to share. If the large number is still intimidating, we do have a subgroup for just a very small amount of people. We have like maybe 3 people in a subgroup called Phoenix. Maybe people don't feel comfortable with 234 strangers. You could go to the Phoenix group, which has 3 people right now. So if you joined it, you would be the 4th or 5th or whatever. Okay, so what's my philosophy about this? Okay, so as a cluster, we basically cheer each other on. We go through the book. We talk about issues that rise while we go through the journey. Now, my philosophy is I'm a traveler, and I'm traveling right along with you. I'm doing the morning pages. I'm doing the Artist Way, the Artist Dates. I am going through the readings right alongside you. So I am on this journey with you. My philosophy is, if this is your first time doing the Artist Way, try to follow it as it's laid out by Julia Cameron. Meaning, if you're doing an artist date, don't bring other people with you. Julia wants you to experience it with yourself. So today, this is Wednesday. From now till next week, Wednesday, schedule, get your date book out, get your planners out, put about your calendars, make a date for your artist date. You're going to romance yourself. You're going to actually go in the calendar today even and put down which day of the week from between today and next Wednesday, where you can at least do an hour quality time with yourself. Yes, many artist dates can be done inside the house, but the purpose of an artist date is to fill the well, to give new images, new sights, sounds, smells. Try to get out of your routine. Try to get out of your house. It doesn't have to be expensive. It can be within walking distance. Some people want to spend more money. You can take yourself out for a movie. You can explore a fabric store. There's lots of lists. If you need ideas, we can generate a posting ideas. Now that's the first tool. Second tool is the morning pages. Now, is it possible to write 20 pages? Yeah. Is it possible to write one? Yeah. Try for your first Artist Way journey for the 12 weeks to nail 3. Just write up to 3 and then stop. Try to do it in the morning. Now, yes, if you can't make it, you can put it in the later of the day. But the problem with that is you've already experienced the rest of the day. So you want to do it in the morning where you can set your intentions. You can write to-do lists. You can get out problems, dreams. People write their dreams in their morning pages. I personally write Dear Great Creator letters. So there's my letters to God, 3 pages. Because I feel better talking to somebody rather than just ranting. Whatever works for you. Now, can you type it? Well, of course, there are people that do type it. Should you? Julia Cameron is asking you to handwrite it. If this is your first journey, or the first journey you're attempting since you have attempted before and have not completed, try for the 12 weeks to handwrite them. Just a simple 8 by 11, you can use college rule, and just write it out. It takes me about 30 minutes to write morning pages. Now, there's apps out there where you can type them like 750 words. I'm not against those. I'm not going to debate that. But what I see the most positive change is when people follow Julia Cameron's intentions to the letter. Some things are debatable, but pretty much she's got a good program. Give it a chance, especially if you've attempted and not completed. Now, this is my philosophy, okay? You're asking the universe to come and help you to unblock, to open up to new opportunities, to open up to synchronicities. 12 weeks is a long time. It's about 3 months. And the goal is to reach 12 weeks. Now, I see a lot of people in other groups saying, oh, I didn't write enough morning pages, or, oh, I forgot to do my artist date, or I didn't do the rating. It's not a program of perfection. If those kinds of things are happening, keep moving along. Your 12 weeks is an intense time to change and to let the universe guide you in that change. Stick to that schedule. Now, Julia Cameron even says that about the 8th week is when people tend to drop off because they get into the momentum. And you don't want to burn out early. So pace yourself. Now, this is one thing that a lot of people forget. When you read the introduction of The Artist Way, Julia Cameron specifies that you do half the task. So if there's 10 tasks listed, she's asking you to actually do 5. People miss this point all the time. Everywhere I've gone, online, in-person, meetup, recovery center, face-to-face groups, they always miss that point because it's hidden in the intro. It's not listed by the task. It doesn't say on the top of the task, do half. But seriously, do half. You can try to push yourself to 10, but I'm saying just focus on 5. If you do that steadily over the course of 12 weeks, it will help you maintain your momentum. What a lot of people do is they get really gung-ho and they write more than 3 pages, or they do multiple artist dates and they're all day long and they're trying to do 10 tasks, and they start off really strong, but that's hard to maintain over 12 weeks. Try to do it at the rate that Julia sets it. 3 pages of morning pages, 1 artist date minimum of an hour, half task. So if it's 10 tasks, you shoot for 5 and just keep it like that. This is more like a marathon. You want to pace yourself. It's okay if you don't get the reading done. If something happens, you get sick, or a tragedy happens, or you're just you didn't meet your goals that week, just keep moving. Just keep moving. There's plenty of time to go back later. For this exercise, we're going to try to move through things on a 12-week schedule and then stop. What I see other people have done that causes them not to complete the journey is trying to extend it. So I see people try to do a chapter for 2 months, or a chapter for 2 weeks, or, a chapter a month. Okay, that's stretching it a little crazy, and it's very hard to have that window of change going on for a year. I mean, can people do it? Do people do it? Yes, but my philosophy is let's cheer each other on each week. Let's shoot for 12 weeks. Let's see what can happen in 3 months. And that's it. Cap it right there. Don't feel bad if you didn't get all 3 pages, or you forgot your artist date, or you're stuck on a reading, or something personal happened. Just try to keep going to 12 weeks. See what happens. Synchronicities will happen. I know in my life they happen. When I first did the Artist's Way journey back in 1996, I went to Highwind Bookstore on Oakland in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. The bookstore is no longer there now, but back then it was like a meditative, spiritual store, metaphysical store. So I walk in and I hear this beautiful angelic music, and I'm drinking green tea, I'm sipping green tea, and I'm sitting in this luxurious chair, and I look to the table next to me, and there was the Artist's Way book. I opened it up and started paging through it, and I said, wow, this is my book. And I had only like $16, $17 left. And I was going to buy lunch with that. And I just decided this book is more important. And the first time I did the journey, I did it alone. And I went through all the exercises and the morning pages and art day alone. Nobody to really talk to, encourage me. I started doing beadwork the way my grandmother taught me. I'm Native American from the Mohican tribe. And my Mohican grandmother taught me how to do beadwork. And so I had this loom, this Heddle loom that was worth $200. And I started doing headbands. And then I decided I'm going to go back to art school. And so I enrolled, and I wasn't sure because I never really took an art class in school. I was more in music that time. I was in the band and orchestra. But I always wanted to do art too. And so I decided to do one class, and I signed up for Drawing 101. And I loved my professor. He was amazing. I got an A in it. Had this awesome sketchbook to show people. And then I decided to go full-time. So I had like 12 credits. And I met my friend, Steve Nemechek. The Artist's Way Circle is a living memorial to Steve Nemechek. He was a Blackfoot artist, a UWM student in art. And we were best friends. And he ended up he died through suicide. It's really hard. My way of coping with that, because it happened in March, I believe March 20th, 2000. I felt bad because I never told him I loved him. I thought maybe that might have made a difference. I felt bad he was alone. I thought the hospital was taking care of him. I didn't know what was going on. I missed the funeral. I did track down his sister, and she confirmed it was suicide. And she said she was glad that someone found it. So I created the Artist Way Circle in May 20th, 2000. So this year is the 2020. We are celebrating 20 years of the Artist Way Circle. So I'm open to any and all ideas on how we can celebrate. And on May 20th, 2000 is the actual birthday. So hopefully we'll have a fun time celebrating just for that during the time we're doing the Artist Way together. So what's going to happen is, okay, there's a check-in at the end of each chapter, because the first chapter we start is recovering a sense of safety. It's a really good chapter to start with. And we do a check-in. There's check-in questions at the back of the book. I think there's like 3 or 4 of them. And so what I'm encouraging people to do, you can do live videos. You have my permission to come into the group, as long as it's Artist Way appropriate, to go and do a live stream on videos. If you're not comfortable doing a live stream or you don't have the capability, you can also do a video. This way people can see you and hear you. Now I know there's Zoom and Skype. If somebody's interested in doing that and can help me do that, I haven't really done the Artist Way with Zoom and Skype, but I've done videos. So the groups voted to do once a week. So next Wednesday, when we do our check-in, I will do a live video like this, and you can come and join. And we can talk about how the week went. Now, I heard somewhere that you can pull people into the live stream. So I'm going to do a little research on that and make it more group-oriented. Now, in addition to the Artist Way Circle, like I said, there's a subgroup called Phoenix. It's a subgroup of the Artist Way Circle, so we have a small, intimate cluster. But we also have a group messenger chat if you're interested. A lot of people don't like to get into chats because every time someone says a message, a notification is sent. But you can turn off the notifications, or you can mute the chat, that when you're ready to look at it and your free time, you can turn it back on. So if you're interested in that, leave a comment below. Okay, so let's recap. Okay, so my philosophy is we're doing a journey for 12 weeks. That's the goal. And if you're doing it for the first time, try to do it the way it's laid out by Julia Cameron. She's got a good system. Try her system first. If you want to change it in the future, and you can do that then, but give her system a chance on its own. So do artist dates alone, not with kids, not with your husband, not with your friends. Try to do the artist dates with yourself. Get your calendar and put the date now. And then try to keep that date as if it's a real date, like if you're going with somebody else. And it's about romancing yourself. So do things that are appealing and interesting and exciting. Try to get out of the house if you're disabled and you can't get out of the house or low funds. You can do a lot at home too. I got ideas for that because I used to be homebound in my past during the journeys. So I know it's possible, but like I said, Julia Cameron's trying to help you to refill the well, because when you create a lot of artwork, you can burn out if you're constantly putting out things. You need to also put in and feed the well. And make sure you do half the tasks. First week, I believe, is 10 tasks, do 5. And then we can talk all through the week. If you have questions or you're having issues with something you're creating, or if you want to have feedback on it, that's great. Put up your websites, put your social media, encourage people to visit you. That's great. So that's the start. So enjoy your journey. Let me know if you're still trying to get books. I know libraries have the books. If it's not at your branch, you can use something called interlibrary loan, and they can get a book from a different branch sent to your branch. Or you can try half-price books. Some people even find it at the thrift store, but it's not as common. But I've seen it quite often in half-price books. If you get the Kindle, it's cheaper than the paper and hardback. if you have the money, you can get the trilogy. Artist Way is actually a trilogy. There's the Artist Way book. Number 2 is Walking in This World. And 3 is Finding Water. So the complete Artist Way is 3 12-week courses for a total of 36 weeks if you did them back to back. I have gone through all 3. I have read a lot of Julia Cameron's work. I've read her memoir. I know how her life developed and how she came to producing The Artist Way. And there's a lot of other creative books that people can do. So have fun. Post things. Try to look over the introductions. I purposely posted the answers to the 3 questions to get in so that other members, it's kind of like an icebreaker. They can see, how people started with the Artist Way or found it. And then you can read what their creativity is and, go up to people and say, hey, I'm a writer too. Or, try to connect. It's a little icebreaker. And then you can read what they need help with. And a lot of people seem to need the ability to complete the course in 12 weeks because they stopped at midpoint at some time, or they need encouragement and accountability. So hopefully we can be the cheerleaders to each other. Okay, is that good? I'm going to end this now. And thank you for joining this Artist Way journey. Feel free to do live videos during the week if you want. You can make YouTube videos talking to the group. You can do a live video. You have my permission. As long as it's Artist Way related, keep it to that. And post, ask questions, share insights. Let's have some fun. Happy New Year. Bye.